All right, so now this slide here, what I've done is show you what an overhead view, if you were looking down at a person from the ceiling as they're doing a flat dumbbell press, and you can see that the direction of movement is the very, very, very highest part of the pectorals, right? In other words, there's nothing higher than that, right? Now you could say, well, the clavicular pecs are higher than that. Well, they're not actually higher than that. They're kind of along the same path, as you'll see in the next slide. But what's important is there's more pectoral fibers below those two red dots. In general, what we can say is barbell exercises, any barbell exercise, whether it's decline barbell, flat barbell, any kind of barbell exercise for the chest, provides insufficient range of motion because you cannot bring your hands together. You're losing 30% of the range of motion. And if losing 30% of the range of motion is okay, then it would be okay for everything else. But we know it's not. We know it's not good to stop 30% of the range of motion short of full elbow flexion on curls, short of full elbow extension on triceps, short of full knee extension on leg extensions. You know, we just know these are not good reductions of ranges of motion. So, okay, so now let's look at a chin up. Now this would be considered a relatively narrow grip chin up. You can see the red dots is where the arm should stop, but instead it's gone way higher than that. It's got 40 degrees higher than it should. So this is risky. It creates a little bit of a risk of what's called impingement syndrome, which is a squeezing of the infraspinatus tendon between the acromion process of the shoulder, of the scapula, and the upper arm bone that could cause inflation eventually, or even rupture eventually, although it's less likely to happen on pulling down movements than it is on pushing up movements. But still, you can see that the safer, more productive range of motion would start much lower than this. Previous exercise is one of the two exercises people think is best for lats, and this is, of course, the second one people think might be best for lats. Now, the advantage that a lat pull down has is, notice how she can lean back here a little bit. That means that the direction of resistance is coming slightly from her front, from the front of her, right? That's an advantage because when you bring your arm straight up, you're much more likely to impinge than when your arm is here. Okay, so that's one advantage of a lat pull down.